And again, he's been in government 47 years. He never did a thing except in 1994 when he did such harm to the black community. And they were called, and he called them super predators. And he said that. He said it, super predators.
Hello. Let's go outside. Let's go. It's raining out here. It's actually chilled out right now, but it's been raining real good all morning. But I figure, you know what? It's beautiful when it rains. So why not record, go for a walk in this cold, rainy, but beautiful weather. Let's talk about this debate. This debate was far better than the first one. Trump did a tremendous job. He did very, very, very well, okay? Biden, although he didn't stumble a whole lot, really, you know, like he didn't have any, you know, any Windows shut down restart moments. He's got a serious inconsistency issue. And Trump called him out on it quite a few times, in fact. So Trump did very well in that he won, just waited, gave him a time to respond, right? Allowed him to speak when it was his turn, right? And then when it was his turn, he spoke. I mean, in other words, a proper debate. It is not a good idea to blame COVID deaths on Trump exclusively. Like, that's stupid. You know, the left and the media have been pushing this for years now. This everything wrong with my life is because of Trump's fault, right? Someone goes out, commits an act of violence. Trump's America. A building gets burned down because of Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Trump's America. Someone wakes up in the morning, stubs their toe, getting out of bed. This is Trump's fault. This is Trump's America. And so Biden went deeper into that again, just like Kamala did, and blamed every coronavirus death on Trump. Basically implying that they would be here today if he were president. Between closing down travel to China, you know, Trump has always been protective of our country, you know, whether it be about borders or immigration, both legal and illegal, right? He's been having trade wars with China, right, with all the tariffs and stuff. He's been very, very, very defensive about our country. He has, that's been a lot of the stuff he ran on, right? Protecting American citizens, highlighting what it means to be a citizen, that sort of stuff. And so for Biden to swoop in and act like he would have done a better job and more people would be alive, particular people would be alive, it's a huge mistake. It's a huge mistake. Also, I mentioned inconsistency a moment ago. You know, this dude claimed last night that he never said he would ban fracking, right?
Never said I oppose fracking.
You said it on tape.
I did show the tape. Put it on your website.
I'll put it on.
Put it on the website.
Would there be any place for fossil fuels, including coal and fracking, in a Biden administration?
No, we would work it out. We would make sure it's eliminated and no more subsidies for either one of those. I guarantee we're going to end fossil fuel. No more, no new fracking. I'd gradually move away from fracking.
And I think it's critically important on day one that we end any fossil fuel leases on public lands.
Well, like, what about, say, stopping fracking and stopping pipeline infrastructure?
They want to do the same thing I want to do. They want to phase out fossil fuels, and we're going to phase out fossil fuels.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
He even said before, like, here's the thing, like, he expects people to take him at face value and either have short memories about what he said in the past or just run with it because, you know, Trump is evil, right? The truth of the matter is, it's not him that's really running. It's Kamala Harris, right? And Kamala Harris's problem is that she's been inconsistent with policies as well. she is basically a sycophant. And by that I mean she will say and kiss up to whoever she needs to and say whatever she needs to say in order to maintain power. Another area in which he just fell flat on is the reality that he's been in politics for over 40 years.
Again, he's been in government 47 years. He never did a thing except in 1994 when he did such harm to the black community.
For over 40 years. And in some of that time, this crime bill that he basically pushed forward, supported long prison sentences for, what are either dealer problems or addiction problems, has backfired. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Trump's been in office for less than 4 years, and he's done a lot to help black people. It's so funny because I was talking to a friend a while back, and I was like, Trump's done some great stuff for black people. And he immediately, out of ignorance, of course, out of hatred for President Trump, said he ain't done nothing for black people. And then I mentioned the stuff he did. And he was just like, the number of black leaders and people that have been in that Oval Office for the last 3.5 years, well, not 3.5, but you know what I mean, almost 4 years, is really important. But again, the media won't talk about that. I just thought of another thing too that really drives me crazy. This whole white supremacy question is just so insanely stupid. It's not even really stupid. It's clearly intentional. But it's a stupid idea. It's so dumb. Like, will you denounce white supremacy? I know that wasn't in the debate last night, right? But it just has me thinking about the Chris Wallace thing, Will you denounce white supremacy? And all the other news stations are asking him about white supremacy, blah, 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 blah. As if he never denounced it, And even the idea that he has to denounce it in the first place is a tactic. It's a strategy. The only reason why they asked him about this is because some white supremacists will vote for him or did in the past. That's it. And so the media, the left, they hopped on it prior to the previous election, and they've been riding that thing ever since. And so he's denounced it over and over and over again. Look.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups?
Sure. You've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I'm not looking
Would you repudiate David Duke?
Sure.
David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow.
David Duke endorsement? All right. I disavow, okay?
When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
Trump's refusal to condemn, distance himself from white supremacists.
The Anti-Defamation League is already out there asking the president to clarify why he didn't condemn white supremacists.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am.
When Chris joined, we had a news conference, and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again.
David Duke is a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years.
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Ultimately, he got to the Ku Klux Klan, which obviously I'm going to disavow. I've rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan.
David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
And you don't want the supporters?
No, I don't want anything.
What do you think of white supremacists, by the way?
I don't like any group of hate.
David Duke announced his Senate candidacy, claiming your agenda.
Are you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy, no matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Rebuked.
Done.
Just to clear it up this morning, can you, naming it, make a declarative statement that you denounce, that the president denounces it?
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK. neo-Nazis, white supremacists.
Do you want white supremacists to vote for you?
No, I don't at all. Not at all.
His campaign is denouncing a show of support from the KKK's official newspaper, as in the Ku Klux Klan.
In the same New York Times interview, he denounced white supremacists. He denounced the neo-Nazis who support him.
President Donald Trump signed a congressional joint resolution that condemns white supremacy, neo-Nazis, and other hate groups.
When he was asked to condemn white supremacists, he didn't.
So you take that, right? And by that I mean people who will actually research these issues. They'll look into this, you know. These people will go back and see stuff like this, like I just showed you, right? They'll think, wait a minute, no one's called him a white supremacist until he said he was running for president. They'll think about that, right? They'll also think this if they're smart. They'll be like, wait a minute. Why do all these black people, these Latino people, these Hispanic people, these Asian people, why do all these people, not just white people, support him? It's not like they're idiots. That stupid claim. And again, that's why we're seeing stuff like the walkaway movement being as big as it is. That's why you're seeing this ever increasing growth of non-white supporters of President Trump now. That's why you keep hearing about this silent majority thing, this invisible voter, right? Because people are starting to realize, wait a minute, since they were oh so willing to scrub the internet, that is to say Facebook and Twitter, to scrub the internet of the Biden laptop stuff, the Hunter Biden emails and, you know, the smoking crack and sexual images and even now the claims of underage girls. What else have they been lying to me about in the past? I never said I'm not going to ban fracking. And then people, again, because they're smart, they're going to look into that. And then boom, here you go. Their tactics against the president is really a house of cards. It's falling down now. I've seen far too many people who are on the left. I've seen far too many people who had zero interest in voting for Trump now saying they will because they've been cheated. They've been bamboozled, right? They've been deceived. It is happening. The only thing they have left for this president is just a basic blanket hatred. That's pretty much it. He's got this in the bag. Let me know what y'all think about the debate. Y'all think he did well? Was some stuff that you think he failed on? Tell me what you think about Biden. Share me what you think about the whole thing. A like would be really appreciated if you like this video. A sub if you're not subscribed. Also, click that bell icon. Do it. That way you'll be notified on this new content whenever it drops. See y'all later.